Hello, I'm Nora St. John with Balanced Body, and this is Section 8, the final segment of our active office sequence. Now, if you look around me, you may notice that I am no longer in the office. I am now in a home setting because these exercises are really nice ones to do at the end of your day to help ease out any tension that's accumulated during the day, relax your neck and shoulders, relax your upper body, open up your chest, and get you ready for whatever your home life has to offer. I'm using two tools for this. I'm using a roller. A nice medium density roller will work for me. You're welcome to use a softer one or a firmer one, depending on your preference. I'm also going to be using what we call our togu ball or our balance ball. And this is a semi-inflated ball. It's very squashy. And I'll use this to do some nice neck release work. Again, a lovely way to relax at the end of a day. We'll start here by lying down on the roller with the roller from the tail to the head. So here you want to make sure you're not falling off either end. And this sequence will look very familiar to you from our previous opening the chest sequence. I believe it was in section 2. Finding a breath pattern that makes us nice and relaxed. I might inhale up and exhale to open. We'll just do 2 more. Last one. Now we'll reach the arms up. So one arm goes up as one elbow reaches down towards my hips. Alternating, getting a nice stretch of the shoulder blades on the back of the rib cage. So just like my arms are moving up and down, my shoulder blades will also be moving, alternating in an alternating pattern across the back of my rib cage, creating some nice gliding and sliding between the scapula or the shoulder girdle and the rib cage. Now we'll finish here this part of the sequence with what's called angels in the snow. So here again we're opening one arm up and one arm down. And notice that I'm rotating my upper arm so that my palm is facing the roller when I'm down here and facing more the top of my head when I'm up at the top. Depending on the flexibility of your particular body, you're welcome to keep the arms off the floor. That'll give you a little bit less stretch. Or if you're very flexible, you can let the arms slide along the floor. That's entirely up to you. Now the next exercise here, I imagine that I've got a big rope coming right down to the center of my chest, and I'm going to climb up that rope. So now we're adding some rotation of the shoulder girdle and some rotation of the thorax into the movement pattern. Before I've been working on scapular elevation and depression, so moving up and down, scapular upward and downward rotation, and now we're looking at protraction and retraction of the scapula. In other words, sliding it forward along the rib cage and down. Nice. So that just is going to warm up everything in that whole upper body, get it nice and relaxed and open. To finish this sequence, I like to finish with just a simple relaxed chest stretch. So easy as here. If this is too much stretch for you, feel free to put a pillow or a pad under each arm to limit that range of motion. If you want more stretch, you can come in back into that right angle arm position that we started with, and that will increase the amount of stretch you're getting on the arms. Now our next sequence involves taking the roller crosswise, and this is a self-massage sequence for the upper back, the shoulder blades, and the back of the neck and the head. So here I'll take my roller sideways, just like that, and lie back down onto it with the roller just about at the bottom tip of my shoulder blades. I don't want to go a whole lot lower than that, especially if you are either very small or very lean, because you can put some pressure on the 12th rib, which can be a bit of a dangerous area to put pressure on. So I'm going to come down with the roller just underneath the tip of my shoulder blades. Support the head in the hands. My heels are in line with my sit bones. Gently press up so my hips are no longer on the rug or on the floor, and just use my legs to gently roll the roller over my upper body. This is a nice self-massage technique. You may feel some cracks and snapples if you've had a particularly tight day, or little snaps and pops. Now, if I just roll forward and back, I'll be primarily massaging the spine and the erector spinae, maybe a little bit of the inside border of the shoulder blades. I can come all the way up to the top here and work a little more right at the base of the neck, top of the thoracic spine. You find that your breath will typically start to deepen as you work through this. Now, if you want to focus on one side or the other, simply tilt to that side. So I'm leaning now to my right side, focusing on massaging the right shoulder blade, or I can go to the left and focus on the left shoulder blade. Now, once I feel like I've gotten a nice massage of the upper back and the shoulders, I'm going to move up to the back of the head. So right here, the roller is just behind the base of the skull and the top of the neck. And here we just do simple movements. We can start forward and back, just up and down, gently stretching the back of the neck. Now all of the muscles of the back of the body attach onto the base of the skull. So if you release this area, you can tend to release all the way down the muscles that connect all the way down to the tailbone and even all the way down to the feet. Now I'm moving on and going side to side. So here I can feel there's two like knobs or bumps on the back of the skull, the two sides of the occiput. This is a lovely way to give them a little massage. Then I'm going to do what I call figure eights, and this is really just trying to get into every nook and cranny of the tight spots in the neck. And here you can take, again, I'm going up and down, just massaging every little tender spot in there. Spend extra time on areas that need it. This is entirely up to you. This is your massage. Now the last releasing element or relaxing element I like to add involves the small ball. So we roll the roller out away from us, take a hold of our ball, again very flat, and I put my head in that ball so that the ball is supporting the neck and the head all the way up to the top of the head. It's like I've got a little halo around. Now, from here we'll do the similar movement patterns that we did on the roller, but now you have this wonderful support behind the whole neck and head, which is the ball. Start going forward and back. And I like to actually press gently back into the ball as I do that. So I'm increasing the work through the muscles of the back of the neck at the same time as I'm working on the movements through all of the neck bones, the cervical vertebra. We'll go side to side. And very specifically when I go side to side, I'm trying to rotate like a knob or a bottle cap on the top of a bottle, rather than rolling over from side to side. So to do that, the image that I like to use here is as I go to the right, I'm pushing the right side of my skull into the ball. As I go to the left, I'm pushing the left side of my skull into the ball. This helps to keep my neck centered over my torso and the head centered over the neck. Again, gently pressing back into the ball will help to activate some of the muscles of the back of the neck. And this whole sequence is always very relaxed. You have to make sure you don't fall asleep on this one. If you're an insomniac, this is an excellent thing to do right before you go to bed. Then we'll take and finish here with some circles. Let's think of this as a spiral. So a small circle, gradually getting bigger. I'm going to close my eyes. It just means that I'm moving more from my bones and my muscles and less from my visual field. And then change directions. Again, in that spiral, starting big, getting a little bit smaller. Until I come to a nice still point. Feeling the head supported on the ball, feeling the neck relax, the head relax, the shoulders relaxed. To finish up, I take the ball out and just lie for a moment, experiencing the relaxation of tension in my neck and my shoulders, feeling the length of the spine, and enjoying the final piece of our active office workout. So thank you very much for joining us. I hope you feel as delightful as I do after all of that work. And I hope all the sequences in the whole Active Office series, if you just pick the ones that really work for you, you can use them on a daily basis to just help to decrease tension, to help you to feel better in your office day to day, and to help you to keep you active while you're moving. Remember what we talked about at the very beginning. Sitting is not so good for the body. It really lets our metabolism sink to a low level. Any bit of activity you add to your day will help to make you healthier in the long run and decrease the negative effects of sitting. So thank you very much for joining us for the Active Office podcast series. See you next time.